Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. All the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today. And we're going to start off with something Betty discovered earlier on the show off the air. And I'm like, okay, hold it for the Aftercast. I want to discuss it then because we're talking about a new drink at Dunkin' Donuts. Because I have a drink we call affectionately the Beast because it's 6 caramel, 6 cream, and 6 liquid cane sugar. And it's a lot. I understand that. But this other coffee that they have out now is trying to rival my drink, and it has 185 grams of sugar. And they're like, this is a lot. And
you were, even when you heard that, you were like, oh,
it's a lot.
And it said that it had the equivalent of 14 glazed donuts.
That's crazy.
That's my kind of math.
Yeah.
The amount of sugar you find in 14 glazed donuts, you will also find in this drink. That's what they're saying.
Too much. Honestly, it's someone like myself that drinks a sugary drink, kind of somewhat sugary, syrupy. That's a lot.
Well, you know me, and I'm always down for a good time when it comes to putting Wally in his place. And so I looked it up. I did some recon on how much sugar is in the Beast, the drink of your preference.
Okay.
So I looked it up. I did the math. I mathed the math.
Ooh, wow, that's dangerous.
I mathed the math.
And so it came out to.
Did anyone check your math?
No. Do y'all want to guess how many grams of sugar are in the Beast?
Well, I'm guessing if you are bringing this up, then it had to have been higher than the 185. I'm going to say 186 because you're kind of a small person, and you'd be like, "See, I told you it's a lot more," and it's like 1 gram more.
Yeah, I see that. Okay.
I think I already knew the answer.
Oh, did I tell you?
I think you told me.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't want to know.
240 grams of sugar.
Sweet! That's ruling. We win.
And
Diabetes wins today.
You win. This isn't a we thing.
When you divide that into how many glazed donuts that is.
Okay, so if 185 was 14, it has to be over that.
It's 18.
Oh, nice!
So when you drink that drink of yours,
gosh,
that is the equivalent of 18 glazed donuts.
Oh my gosh!
Imagine if you did that every day.
I know. Because right now I do it. For a while I was doing it like once a month, and I've gotten into more of a pattern of like once a week during the week and then maybe once on the weekend. So like twice a week maybe. So that would be 36 donuts in a week equivalent of sugar.
I'm Googling how many grams of sugar should you have in a day.
How many grams of sugar will kill a normal human being?
Right. Your sugar limit should be no more than 24 grams.
Oh, come on. Who can do that?
In a day.
Who can do that?
Yours are at a 0 to that. You are 240.
No one could do that.
And that's just one drink. You do way more than that.
That is insane. I can't believe that like 24 grams of sugar is what they say for like one soda is going to put you up over that. Well, that's crazy town. I'm thirsty all of a sudden. Hang on.
I'm looking to see how much sugar... let's see. How much sugar would it take to be lethal for a diabetic?
Oh, gee.
Has determined that 13.5 grams of sugar.
Oh, wow.
Eaten in one sit. So I think it's saying 13 grams of sugar would
if you had diabetes, that could kill you.
Yes.
Holy cow.
You are having 240 grams.
That's a lot. I see it. I see that is a lot. But then I also have to believe that Dunkin' Donuts would not serve me this drink if it was harmful.
Ultimately, you are charging Dunkin' with your life. You are trusting them with your life. So if you get diabetes, could you sue them?
Yes. It's like a bartender. They're supposed to cut you off, kind of thing. And if Dunkin' Donuts, if they thought this was going to hurt me, sure, every time we order it, they go, woo, that's a lot. But like they would know, they should know as professionals in the coffee beverage space that if this was dangerous, they would not allow it to happen. So I think it's fine.
I wonder how many.
They even made one that's good for 14.
Okay, there's 39 grams of sugar in 1 can of Coke. So if we take 240 and divide it by 39.
This is a great math class.
Yeah, it really is. We're doing good.
You, in that one large drink that you have, you get 6.15
That's crazy.
cans of Coke.
I love Coke. That's my guilty pleasure. Like I could easily have back in the day drank 6 cans of Coke in a day.
Didn't you say you used to
Easy.
drink like a liter a day?
2 liter, yeah.
2 liter a day?
Yeah, I would go through a 2 liter, probably in like a day and a half, But yeah, I could drink that like it was going out of style.
It does like blow my mind sometimes that you didn't get fat.
Yeah, well, I'm chunky.
No, you're not.
Oh, thank you, Gab.
You're
Oh my
not.
gosh,
You're doing pretty well.
You're beautiful too.
yourself. I look like I ate 14 donuts a day some days.
Oh,
That's just a reality check. That's a reality check.
Remember when Zach was on the show, producer Zach, and like he actually developed diabetes.
Why did I laugh?
And so it used to just kill him, the things that I did and like he couldn't do. And I felt bad for him, because he loved like bread and all of a sudden had to cut all that out. And I'm over here just like, hey, let's have another one of these 240 calorie or grams of sugar coffee drinks. Oh, I do worry. I do actually get concerned, like if I were to get diabetes, because at one time they said, oh, you're on pre-diabetes. And I'm like, well, technically everyone is pre-diabetes. Right? Am I right?
You're right. You're right.
See? And so, fortunately, it didn't go that way for me. A lot of hard work, diet, and exercise. I beat it. But yeah, I do worry. Like, if I were ever to get diabetes, I would have to make some radical shifts in my life.
What's responsible for?
You'd be cranky.
What
Oh, yeah.
You'd be so
organ
cranky.
Is responsible for breaking down
Ooh.
Sugar?
How much? What do you? I'm more
in your
curious
body?
about the world
Your
record of sugar.
pancreas.
Your pancreas. Oh, gosh, yes. If I had, like, pancreatitis, that's a scary thing.
Where is your pancreas?
I got concerned about like pancreatitis because
It's in your stomach.
Becca, who works with us, it's its own organ. It's not in your stomach. It's its own organ.
But it's in your stomach area.
Yeah. Oh, you mean your stomach, your torso?
Yeah.
Her husband had had a gallbladder thing that turned into pancreatitis, and that just ravaged him. And I have another friend that has pancreatitis, and it's one of those things you don't mess with the pancreas. And so, but they had, when I found out that it was like gallstones that kind of started that process, I started freaking out because I get so many kidney stones, and then I'm wondering, is it actually gallstones and not kidney stones? And then am I going to get pancreatitis and have problems? Because like my pancreas is working overtime to manage this amount of sugar.
You better do what you got to do to keep that pancreas going,
I know.
because it's fighting a battle.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle for sure. Holy cow. Well, there you go. If I'm around tomorrow, that'll be great. Let's get to some of the stuff today. This was an interesting thing. You know that former President Trump is in all this legal hot water, and he's been fighting this for a while with the charges against him, and he will be continuing to fight this. But it's really interesting. Like, I always look at like the possibilities of things that could happen in the future. Like, let's say, because he's the Republican frontrunner, let's say he goes up against Biden and beats Biden and becomes president. Well, presidents typically at the end of their term, they do a bunch of presidential pardons. So they call in, and every president does it, and they, people call in favors and they pardon them and stuff. And the concept of being able to say he got elected and he's had all these legal problems, he could literally make them go away by pardoning himself. Like, if you're
sure
him,
he can do that. He could
literally pardon
himself.
I thought, okay, you can't do that. There's no way. There's got to be a law against that. But apparently, he literally could. But he said Thursday that it's very unlikely that he would pardon himself if he's reelected. I'm like the guy I would, because after fighting it and all the money it takes to fight it, and then you'd say, well, it's a distraction for the American people. Like, if I'm him, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to pardon myself, and then I'm just going to laugh. Like, I'm like, okay, you tried to get me, but
that would
no.
be so classic of
It'd be
Trump.
so Trump, yeah. But no, he says he's not going to pardon himself.
Okay.
And there's something that makes me possibly believe it, because he likes to win and he likes to be, vindicated. Because when he was leaving office, he had some legal problems already looming, and he could have pardoned himself before he left office, and he chose not to. People like his his advisors were saying, on the self-pardon that they said, would you like to pardon yourself? And he had a couple attorneys say, you can't do that, because it would look so bad if you do that, and it would have a terrible look.
When has he ever cared about that?
I know, but he didn't. So that's kind of interesting. So you're like, all right, would he actually pardon himself just to make all of that go away? And I don't know. I think I would for me, because I do stuff.
Of course you would.
Well, because it's not even the legal stuff. I would just love to watch my opponent's heads explode.
Yes.
Like George Stephanopoulos from ABC News would lose his mind.
He would.
It would just pop, which would be so funny to me. And so it'll be interesting to see. Again, we got some interesting times coming up here with this next year. And I'm surprised too that where are we at? We're in September. Okay, so we are a year and 2 months out from the actual presidential election. And so pretty soon there's going to be the Republican National Convention, and that's where they announce the candidate and what happens there. DeSantis is still out there swinging and trying to win the party's nomination. So it's going to be fascinating, but I feel like we're already behind. I feel like they should have already done this. They've had some debates, and Nikki Haley did really well in some of them. And so it'll be interesting to see if anybody can challenge Trump for this thing and what is going to happen. So, all right, we'll keep an eye on that for sure. Lady Rock, what do you got?
I have got the most searched songs, and they're mostly searched for their lyrics. So people are like, what are they saying in these songs? So what I'm going to do is we're going to play the hook of the song.
Oh, okay.
And I want you to just play a little bit of it.
Okay, just to know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're going to, you both are going to work together. You and Gavin are going to work together and get the lyrics right. So the first one is Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way.
All right.
Tell me why.
Okay.
Oh, that was fast. Okay. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartbreak.
Nope.
Tell me why ain't nothing but a groove thing. Tell me why I don't want to hear you say I want it that way.
We messed up right away. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache.
Oh, that was so close.
Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake.
Gavin got that.
Tell me why
I never want to hear you say
I want it that way.
Wow. That was
Tell
it.
me why.
Okay, so heartache, not heartbreak.
Okay, well that's splitting hairs. That's
there.
close enough.
Gavin was closer for sure, but
Okay.
I think
pretty
you
nice.
you were egging it on because
sure.
I think he knows all of the lyrics to. Okay, so this next one.
Okay,
I want Wally to do Alone.
I will not know this one.
Yes, you will.
I really
because
I don't know
it's
this one
my
either.
Daughter.
I won't know it. Let me see here.
Okay.
Okay. Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. That's all I've really known. Something in a white dress and a princess. Yes, it's a love story. Baby, just say yes. I did not get.
What's
I don't
that
know
beginning?
one.
So it's
Okay, Romeo. It's
Romeo,
Taylor Swift's
yeah.
love
Take
story.
me somewhere
We can be alone.
I want you,
And that's all I really know. Gavin.
Am I right about that, or is that later in the
Come
song?
pick
That's,
out
that's,
a
that's
white-
later.
It's later in
That's
the song.
later. Yeah. Romeo,
early in-
take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting.
All you have to do.
all there's left to do is run.
Oh.
You'll be the prince.
I'll be
I'll be
the
the
princess.
princess.
It's a love story, baby. Just say
Because there's a
yes.
progression of like them meeting, and by the end,
They're buying a dress.
they're buying the white dress.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that we know much about
Because
this.
she got tired of waiting.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song. I'm so happy. And who's she dating now? Oh, Kelsey, the football player. They're talking.
Touchdown.
Next one, Bohemian Rhapsody Queen.
Oh, this one is
I
one
don't
that
know this.
everybody thinks they know until you start going through it. So let's see. Very, very frightening me. Galileo, 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 Figaro, Magnifico. Oh, 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 oh. go. I see a little silhouette of a man. Got a moosh. Can you do the fandango? Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo.
You started in the middle, then you jumped to the top. And went back to the middle.
Really? Because it felt like that was right.
Okay, so thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, Figaro,
Magnifico. Okay, I've got that.
I'm just a poor boy.
Nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family. Sparing his life from his monstrosity.
Spare him his life from
this monstrosity. It's easy come, easy go. Will not let you go. I will not let. I forget that part.
We will not. No,
we will not let him go. Let him go. Oh,
Yes.
that was go. You hit the high note there. Nicely
That's
done.
fun to listen to you guys do that.
Nicely done.
Yeah, there's a lot of ones that I'm like, I thought I knew that, and then I read through it and I'm like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's the line of the Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me. I used to think that was Beelzebub has a devil motorcycle B.
I think that would be the funniest thing is just hearing what people think other songs are singing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like I've done that so many times.
And you think you're right, and you've sung it maybe for years.
Or I
wrong.
think there is nothing else they could be saying.
Right.
And then I hear what they're supposed to be saying. I'm like, oh.
And usually you find out when somebody like is listening to it with you and you're singing like you're in your feels, you got this. And then they're like, wait, what? What did you? No, idiot.
Yeah, that's happened to me a lot.
Wrapped up like a deuce in the middle of the night, you know? Like, got it.
All right. You want to do some birthdays?
I would love to. Nothing would make me happier
We've got
on Friday.
one, and it's Vanita to her grandson, Zayden. Happy
Nice.
birthday,
Is
Zayden.
it Zayden with a Z or an X?
Yes, with a Z. Saying he is the best. All right. And we have a serious question from Vanita.
Uh-oh.
How can you tell if God is trying to block something that's not meant for you or if it's the devil trying to discourage you?
Lord have
smokes,
mercy.
Keep in mind,
super
we have
tough.
12 minutes
Guys,
left.
this is not a Friday
Then we have
question.
to cover weekend plans.
Oh, my goodness.
How can you tell
this-
if God's blocking versus if it's Satan's?
Yeah, just trying to work against you.
This is one of those things. I think you can drive yourself absolutely bonkers trying to figure out what is or isn't God's will. When is he or is he not directly involved in something? You know, like I literally on the way into work today, I was praying about this. There was something in my life that happened. And I remember at the time I was like, I was going to pray about it because I'm like, there's no other way this situation is going to be resolved. It's beyond me. Mm-hmm. And then I thought, but it's not an important situation. It doesn't matter. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pray about this. That's trivial. And so then it comes to fruition and it gets fixed. I'm like, oh, and I literally was praying today. I'm like, hey, God, I don't know if you did this or not. If you did, I want to make sure that I'm thankful. You know, if you didn't, you know, then like just I'm thankful anyway for my life, you know, and all this stuff. But like I've undone myself over the years trying to figure out when God does or doesn't intervene in people's lives. Yeah. And I just don't think we'll ever fully know.
I personally land in the zone of thinking that it's not worth it to hang your hat on. At least this is where I land on it, where it's like it's not worth it for me to say it's God's will that I work at Way FM.
Right.
I personally think like I do work at Way FM, therefore I will try and reflect God and do God's will,
it's
which
God's
is just
will
to be
for you to be a good person and
just
love
do
Him.
Good. It's love God and love people. It's not work really hard at the perfect job and all this, because God could have put me at a shoe store and it would be my duty to honor Him there. That could have been God's will for my life, but like I don't think it matters personally to get hung up on that.
Yeah, I think when you because like say the shoe store example, okay, say you left the shoe store because like I don't want to work there and you end up here, and it theoretically could have been God's will for you to take that path and have a different path and you affect different people differently, but you end up over here. You know, if you're looking at the actual outcome of the drawing the diagram, you know, but the reality is regardless of where you are, I think that's where you're called to serve Him and be the best representation of your faith. And if you're doing that, then you're in God's will.
And that, because we talked about it on the regular podcast, we talked to Snyder, who talked about being at a place where it's like not great. And, you know, it's hard to say and try and make some argument about being somewhere where you don't feel loved and saying that it's God's will for you to be there. Because like, why would it be God's will for you to be somewhere? But like, I think if you just simply, like you said, if you simply like be God, even if it's in a place that you don't like, maybe that's like you do that. That's successful.
How many times have you heard a story end with, like, you know what? I just felt it was God's will for me to have nothing and to go to a horrible job and to go backwards. Very few people say that, but they will say it like it's God's will that I got this brand new job and this new car, and it's God's will. We assign all the good stuff to Him, but when life isn't bad, like when life is bad or it's difficult, we're like, this can't be God's will. I'm being persecuted. You know, it's that perception of the blessing and the curse of God, you know.
Well, we also don't necessarily write lyrics. You know, we have the lyric of praise you in this storm, not praise you in this super perfect sunny day. Like, I don't know. I think it's more, obviously, I feel like you get to reflect Him either way. So.
Yeah, and it's hard. Like, I get it. Like, I don't fully, and I try. That's where I try to be. And some people could say, well, you're not searching God enough in this stuff. I think I'm honestly trying to be honest and honoring Him in not assigning Him to everything, because that's what people do. People are like, it's God's will for me to do this. God told me this.
Or you use the Jesus card.
Exactly.
No one can fight that.
And some people, I do believe it is legit. They feel it. They're supposed to do that. I definitely believe that. Other people, I think they use it to justify what they want to do. And so I'm real careful about throwing that around, you know, personally. So, well, there you go. Weekend plans? Weekend plans. Everyone's got on weekend plans. Yeah.
I'll go first because I don't really have anything going on.
Oh, well, is
that a good thing?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah. My head has been bothering me for like the past week and a half. It's just been, what? Are
you going back to the doctor? Which doctor?
Oh,
Dr. Carl.
I made an appointment with the witch doctor.
I was going to say, you haven't been there in a while.
I hadn't been there in a long time, but I just feel like I think you should drained. Like I just am never. I need to get back on my regiment with her, and so that's what I'm going to do.
Good.
For you, you always walk out of there feel like you always walk out of there feeling
and you know what? You know, she told me to bring a goat carcass, which I will be doing. Also, a lock of hair from the person I hate the most. So, Wally, I will need to be coming to you soon.
Not a that was collateral.
But anyways, because of the whole headache situation, I think I'm just going to go home tonight and just rest and just chill. I've really been into Wally, Gavin, and I have been talking about this. I'm late to the show, but I've been into Gilmore Girls right now.
Makes us happy.
And so I still laugh at what Gavin told me when I first told him. And he was like, oh, you've never watched it before, have you? And I was like, no, this is my first time. He's like, oh, I would love to be in your shoes and just experience it.
I could just go back. Yeah, exactly.
And he was so passionate about it.
I told my wife in bed last night, I'm like, I think I'm going to start watching it again.
Oh, no.
I'm like,
it's that time of year.
Do I need to wait for you to? She's like, no, you can play it. I'm like, cool.
I got suckered into it a little bit. Like, I watched it as I would walk through the room, and then I'd stop for a minute because my daughter and my wife were watching it, and it did sucker me in all the way up till the college years. College years, I was out. I thought that was yuck.
So I'm going to be watching that. I've got a brand new Halloween puzzle that I want to work on.
Nice.
Rayford and Buford are just my pride and joy. So I just want to be with them. And I might go see my mom and dad tomorrow. I'm excited because it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
It was not.
It's the only
excited.
day. It's the only day.
No.
I love me
it's
a
your
good
last day.
rainy day.
Oh, I hate that because I looked it up yesterday and I'm like, oh, good. It's partly cloudy, but it's fine. And so I had plans to be outside tomorrow. In the morning, dadgummit. All right, well, that ruins my weekend.
Yeah, if you're going out in the morning, the rain might not hit until you did say all day.
Yeah,
keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it.
What time does it start?
So does that tie into your weekend plans that we were going to try and I assume?
Oh yeah, 60% chance of rain. Oh, dadgummit. Yeah.
What were you going to do?
I was going to go foil.
Well, what do you want to do?
Showers in the morning with some clearing in the afternoon.
Besides foiling, what are you going to do?
Now nothing. Just be sad.
You were fighting a kidney stone, so you might
I feel better now.
Yeah, because you took some medication.
Yeah,
you guys can just go watch Gilmore Girls.
Easy.
Yeah, I feel better.
Yeah, we can watch Gilmore Girls and cry together.
That'd be fun. We should do that.
Eat ice cream.
Oh, that'd be good. And I got to pick up my wife on Sunday from the airport, but I don't know what time, so I need to look at that.
Yeah, you kind of do.
At some point in time during the day.
Oh my gosh.
So I'll take care of that. Gavin?
Gonna go golfing this afternoon.
Oh, nice.
And then we're going to a high school football game tonight to support one of our youth kids in the marching band.
Cool.
Tomorrow's a Haley and I day. It's gonna include a movie. I think Haunting in Venice.
Oh, yeah, scary.
Another little.
You're going to watch that?
I don't know.
You better go to the bathroom.
It's a mystery movie.
Yeah.
No, it's a creepy movie.
So-
You better go to the bathroom at the last minute or wear a Depend because you will piddle.
I'll bring
for
my
sure.
Depends.
It will be, it's going to be all scary, like, ooh, spooky stuff, but then it's going to be some person did it because that's the whole idea.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like that franchise. Like, I like that
need to
guy.
watch this trailer again.
I think it's kind of odd that Tina Fey is in it. She's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a
Yeah.
funny
The movies
lady.
that they tie to this character, they usually get like such an impressive cast with, and it's like a lot of them too. So
Yeah,
Right.
but she just seems like the odd duck. I like her, but it's just odd to see her in a scary movie.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's going to do it for us for the Aftercast, and we will do this all again on Monday. Thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.